welcome back to another no buy update video. For those of you who have been following along in my no buy journey so far, thank you so much for coming back to join me. I hope you're doing really well in your no buy or low buy journey as well. And for those of you who are new to my channel and to find me through this video, then I'm currently on a 1 year no buy challenge. And I just counted today and I'm on my 26th week, so I'm at that halfway mark. So I thought it was about time I did another update. I did an update, I think, in January or the end of January. I'll link that up in the cards if you haven't seen that one already. But basically, I wanted to update you on how things have been going so far as we are at that halfway point, probably a point I never thought I'd get to. I talked a lot about how I have wanted to do a no buy year for so long. I just always thought about the idea of not shopping for an entire year, probably for like 3 or 4 years. But I just never thought I had the courage to do it. I assumed I would fail, so I never tried. But I think last year I was just like, "Oh, I'm so ready to just work on my shopping habits. I'm so ready for this like hold to not be on me anymore. That I was just constantly shopping when I was sad, when I was happy, when I was bored, feeling like I needed to add new things into my wardrobe just to like make my content more exciting and just things like that. And as someone who is a content creator, fashion content creator, and as a personal stylist and style coach, I just felt like I needed to have those things, new things in my wardrobe. So I was constantly trying new things out. I know logically I don't need those things. And my whole ethos is around helping my clients to build a wardrobe that they love out of what they already own. So I'm already like, I don't encourage my clients to shop. I don't think I encourage you guys to shop too much, I hope, through my Instagram and my content. I'm very much about wearing what you have and loving what you have. Um, so I don't know where this pressure was coming from that I needed to keep shopping because that's not what I was trying to project out. So why was I internalizing this? Super long intro, but that's my backstory. But I have a whole playlist of all of these updates. So if you are currently struggling through your own shopping habits, shopping, I want to say even addictions, or you're just kind of not sure where to start, you really want to do a no buy, but you just don't know if you're ready to start, I've got a whole playlist that I can link in the cards and in the description, and it'll also be linked at the end of this video. So if you don't want to jump off this video just yet, you can catch them at the end. As always, I've started with just a few bullet points that I've written down in my notebook about kind of how I have been feeling these last 3 months or two and a bit, and how I feel like this quarter has gone. Number one, I am kind of thinking about the end point. I'm really like, oh, in 6 months I can shop, so I'm going to want to buy this, 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 and this. I'm like, that is so not the idea. So, although I've started to wish list some things, I really want to think about how I'm going to shop moving forward. I don't just want to go back to how I was shopping before, or else this year was kind of pointless. So I really want to think about like what my shopping habits, what my new shopping habits are going to be. So a few ideas that I've been tossing around in my head: setting a monthly budget, so I can spend X amount of pounds per month, or kind of, if I don't spend it that month, I can roll it over. So either like an annual budget or a monthly budget. I could do a certain number of items in a year, so maybe like 12 items in a year or 15 items, something like that. I could do one item a month, which I would love to do, but it's kind of the idea where I already feel like I'm going to fail because I have tried it in the past. And it feels a little bit more restrictive than if I said 12 items a year. So like one month I could buy two, next month I buy none, that kind of thing. That feels a little bit more free, whereas the one item a month feels more restrictive. So I don't know if I want to go straight into like another restrictive challenge. But they're the kind of things I'm toying around with. And then also toying around with the idea like I can buy 15 items a year, but this is also my annual budget, so I can't spend more than this. Ideally, I don't just want to start thinking about what I'm going to buy at the end of this challenge. I would like the next 6 months to really help me to solidify those habits I've created where I'm like, I just don't go into shops for no reason anymore. I don't spend ages scrolling on apps, and I don't find other people's like content like clickbait, not clickbaity, but like I'm not like inclined to just like click straight into something because somebody else has it. When it's really easy when I know I'm not shopping and I'm like, there's no chance of me buying that thing that they're talking about, so I don't even bother. Whereas when I'm allowed to shop, will I start doing that again? I hope not. I hope I can kind of, yeah, really solidify my really good habits over the next 6 months. So since my last update, I haven't bought anything. I did replace one item that I can't remember if I replaced it before this last video or not. It was my acne scarf. I lost it over Christmas. I bought another kind of secondhand acne scarf on Vinted, and it just is not the quality that I had in mind. It's like someone washed it and it felted, and it just doesn't feel nice to wear. So I feel like I'm never going to wear it. So I'm just going to resell that. And I don't need a scarf for the time being. We're going into spring and then summer, and I'm not going to need a scarf till at least winter. So I have some time to think about it. And that can always be at the end of my no buy because I finish up at the end of September. So I think that'll kind of be the perfect time to buy a new scarf. But other than that, I haven't really replaced anything. Top of my list are my Converse, which I got so many comments about from you being like, please buy some new Converse. They are falling apart, and I know they are falling apart. But I do have other shoes. I have a pair of like black kind of fake Converse that I wear a lot. So don't worry, I don't wear my cream ones that often, but I would really like to replace them because I love the look of them in outfits. And I think this is the time of year where I like to start wearing those again. Like the lighter colored shoes in like spring and summer. So they're on my radar, but we'll see. I'm not ready to take the plunge just yet. For spring, I created a 30-piece capsule wardrobe, which is right here. I was filming some outfit videos with it yesterday, and I haven't put it away. Um, I wanted to like kind of limit my wardrobe a little bit more for some reason. I thought I would, create that 30-piece capsule wardrobe so that I knew exactly what I was wearing for the next 3 months. And that if in that time, if I work with any brands that involves having product sent to me, so like free stuff, um, I wouldn't put it into my capsule wardrobe. So I feel like having those items, they're not giving me extra outfit options that obviously I shouldn't have because I'm on a no buy. So one, I'm not buying them anyway. They're part of a job. And two, they're not going into my capsule wardrobe. So that kind of, it's making me feel a little bit better about still working with brands and receiving product in this kind of no buy period. But I talked a bit more about that in my last video if you want to know more about my thoughts on how I work with brands during no buy. I also started reading You Are What You Wear again. This is such a good book. Well, I read bits of it when I was doing my thesis. Who actually ever reads a full book when you're trying to do a quote? But I actually read it a couple of years later and I loved it. And I can't believe I didn't read it at the time of my thesis. My thesis was on the effects of clothing on our kind of moods, emotions, psychological state, that kind of thing. Um, which is why I'm so interested in that now still. And this is kind of that idea. Dr. Jennifer Baumgartner, she's a clinical psychologist, but she's also like a fashion psychologist, which is like my dream job. Um, and it's just really interesting. So the first chapter is all about like if you over shop, if you spend more money than you have, and like her client was like buying loads of stuff but not even wearing it. So it's kind of just about like why we get into these weird habits of like we either buy loads of things and then never wear them, leave the tags on, or we like only buy things on sale, or just like shopping beyond our means, putting everything on a credit card, feeling really guilty about shopping, but then shopping to make yourself feel better because you feel guilty about shopping. If you know, you know. So this is a really interesting book. And if any of you struggle with your shopping habits or just want to learn more about your own shopping habits or why you either shop how you do or why you wear the things you do, I would definitely recommend getting this book. It's really, really good. It's called You Are What You Wear. And it's a really easy read as well. It's not like the language in it isn't super like um, technical or like psychology based. It's very approachable book. The last point in this is kind of that I have found myself scrolling on Vinted again. And I know in my last update, one of my things was like, how am I wasting all my time scrolling on Vinted? And I have now again in the last couple of weeks, I would say. Um, and I feel like I'm trying to, again, that kind of idea of like pre-shopping and like what I'll buy when this is the things I want. I'll just save them here for now. But then I'm wasting my time by looking for these things that are probably going to be sold out by the time I come back to shopping. But another thing I'm doing is I am trying to use shopping as like a manifestation tool. Kind of, it's the idea of like kind of buying something with the belief that you will need it. So say you're looking to have a certain job. Like you're applying for a job and you're like, I'm going to buy this blazer before I've even got the job offer because I just know I'm going to get this job. I'm manifesting it. This is the outfit I'm going to wear on my first day. So that kind of using that as like a tool to manifest. And while that's all well and good, I feel like there comes a point where if you've done that so many times and you're still sitting waiting for that manifestation to come about, it's probably time to stop with the token items. And for me, that's trying to manifest a baby. So I'm trying to like look into, oh, I'm gonna wear this one like for maternity outfits, and I'm gonna get this knitted dress, it'll be stretchy, and this is exactly what I'm gonna wear when I'm pregnant. And the same goes for baby clothes, and I'm looking at baby clothes. And if you don't know, I had a miscarriage last year. I shared about it a little bit on my Instagram. Sorry if this is triggering for anyone who has gone through it or going through fertility issues of their own. Kind of just bringing this on at the end of this video, but if you're done with this video, that's fine. This is just the last point I'm going to touch on. Got married 2 years ago, and then a couple of months after that, we were like, yeah, let's have a baby. So since then, I've kind of been picking up little bits and just kind of with the assumption that I'm going to be pregnant soon, I'm going to have a baby soon, and I'm going to pick up loads of baby clothes. I've been collecting it, and Vinted has been the best place to do that. Like maybe 6 months in, I got pregnant, super exciting, was buying a few more things, even bought a couple of maternity things. Kind of in my head, then I had a timeline. So I was like, okay, well, this is when my baby's due, and this is when I'm going to be in my second trimester, my third trimester. So I was able to buy things that would suit, those seasons. Um, and then lost the baby at 9 weeks. And then ever since then, it's just been kind of like trying to be like, oh, I'll still collect little things. And it hasn't been like all the time, but it's been probably more than I need to. I feel like I'm at a point with those things where I'm like, I need to just not buy anything, trust that it's going to happen anyway when it happens. And I don't need to use shopping as like a tool for dealing with the feelings of not having it yet. So that's something I'm working on. And also, if I do get pregnant before the end of my no buy year, I'm probably still not going to need any maternity wear because that's only 6 months away. So I can just stop. I can just stop looking on Vinted and wasting my time on Vinted and trying to like save all these cute maternity dresses and things like that. I don't really know where to go with this video now after that little, feels like a little bombshell. Probably doesn't feel as big for you, but yeah, I haven't really talked about that much here. Like I said, I only mentioned it on Instagram, and I think I put up a post just on my communities tab, more as like if you've gone through this too, you're not alone. Like it's good to have more women talking about these things. Um, but yeah, so that's where I'm at in my no buy. I'm still quite hopeful for the next 6 months that it's going to be good. I'm excited for my spring wardrobe. I'm actually super excited about this because the color palette is like exactly what I want it to be. I've got all my key pieces in here. I feel like my outfits are going to be really strong over the next 3 months. And yeah, and then I'll just have a summer capsule wardrobe to do. And then by the time it's coming into autumn, I'll basically be finishing up my no buy. So I hope you enjoyed this update. Please let me know how you're doing. If you have any questions, if I didn't really address anything that you thought I might, just drop a question below. I read all my comments. I get back to all of them. I really appreciate your kind of outlook on things, even if it's different to mine, or like, to be honest, most of the time you're commenting things I'm like, I didn't even think of that. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, I would really appreciate if you do so. It's definitely supporting me on my no buy journey, knowing that people are watching me. You're watching, and I'm trying to do better for you. But also I am doing this for myself ultimately, and it's going good. So I'm really happy with that. I hope you're doing really well, not just in your no buy, but just in life in general. And I will talk to you all really soon in my next one. Bye.